Jesus. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this video. God, I can't fucking do this video. Okay. Hey y'all. So I decided to film a video on my experience with the Bachelor and the casting experience and about finalist weekend. I personally wanted to know how that worked out, so I'm sure there's a bunch of other girls that wanted to know how it worked out as well. So I decided, why not film a video and let you guys know. So finalist weekend or week is basically when the finalists of The Bachelor go to California and meet the producers and all that good stuff. And then you basically find out whether or not you're going to get casted a little later on. But the producers meet you and they question you and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start from the very beginning of how it happened and what the outcome was, and just little details in between that. So I was watching The Bachelor because I religiously watched the whole Bachelor franchise shows, and I saw that they were actually casting in Fort Lauderdale, and I live in Stuart, so Stuart is about maybe an hour and 20 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale. By the way, please excuse me through this whole video. I'm so sick. I have a cough drop in my mouth right now. So if I cough or if I sound stuffy, just bear with me, please. I saw that they were casting in Fort Lauderdale and I was like, oh, what the heck? Let me just like go. So I texted my friend and I was like, let's go to the casting, yada yada yada. It's on this day. And she was like, yeah, I'm down. So that was a few weeks prior. And then the day that casting came around, my friend came over. We woke up really early and we headed there, and casting was done at the hotel, and you walk in, you sign a questionnaire. It's a pretty big questionnaire, and it's pretty lengthy. And while you're filling out a questionnaire, someone's going around giving you like a number, and you have to go in front of a girl, take a picture with your name, holding a sign, and I think where you're from. I'm not sure, kind of forgot. And then after all that, you get in groups and you get escorted out, and then you get sent to a room which has a camera and a microphone, and there's interviewers there to interview you and ask you about your life. So as soon as I got in the room, I had a casting producer come into the room aside from the other girl who was supposed to interview me, and then she started asking me a bunch of questions about myself and my relationships and where I am right now and about my family and all that stuff. I really wasn't sure who she was. I thought the other girl was supposed to interview me, but she ended up interviewing me. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I was actually not nervous at all. Like, I thought I was gonna be so nervous because I actually am kind of shy when I'm put on the spot with people I don't know. So especially like with something so big like this, I thought I was gonna be like so much more nervous than I was. But I kind of was like, I went in with the mindset that like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just kind of winged it. I answered my questions honestly, and I felt comfortable enough to answer them. she's like, okay, I'm gonna go grab yada yada yada. I'm not gonna mention any names in this video either, but she said, I'm gonna go grab her, I'll be right back. And then she came back in the room and she was like, by the way, what's your ethnicity? And I told her I'm Puerto Rican and Guamanian. And then another lady came in and she basically asked me how old I was, and just like, okay, like, you know, like, look out for a call. We may call you within the week or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And actually when they walked out, the other girl was like, this is a really good sign. These are the people that you want to be speaking to. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I said, I went in there with no expectations of anything. So that was on a Sunday, I believe. Yeah, it might have been a Sunday. Wednesday rolls around and I'm at work and I get a call from a California number, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna answer, like, this could be them. I answered and she basically said, like, okay, we want you to fill this out, we need these pictures, we need your social media accounts and all that stuff, because they like look over that. And let me tell you, this packet that I had to fill out was insanely big. It was like 26 pages long, and I had like a day to like figure it out and send them these pictures, and they want very specific pictures, so I had to like take them the next day. And after all that was said and done, I sent it out, and then I think it was a few days later I got a call and they said that they basically wanted to fly me to California, and this all happened so fast. I went to the casting in like mid-July, and then they wanted to fly me out to California the first week of August. So it was all super fast, it was all last minute, but I was like, this is an amazing opportunity, I'm gonna take it, like, I'm not gonna say no. I got my itinerary and everything like that, and I was on my way to California. Fast forward to California. I get there, you take a shuttle to the hotel, and then at the hotel a handler meets you, basically guides you on where you need to be and who you need to be with. So we walked into a room, they gave me this bag, so cute, and they just tell you to fill it up with snacks. You're gonna be in the hotel room for the most part the whole time, so they want to make sure you're taken care of. They give you money to get room service, which was really, really nice and cool. And then they hand you 3 packets that you have to fill out. And it's basically a psychological questionnaire, a fun quiz, and a medical questionnaire. Now, when you're going on a dating show, obviously they have to make sure that you don't have any STDs, and you're clean, and you're drug-free, so they need to know your medical history and all of that stuff. So I get to my room, I fill out these, someone comes, picks it up, one of the casting producers walks in, they help you pick out an outfit for the next day. Pretty much chill that whole night. You're just filling out a bunch of things, and the psychological questionnaire was 500 plus questions. So that was really, really intense, and I think it took me like 2.5 hours because I was constantly getting sidetracked. Wow, I sound like a freaking frog. So before I went to bed, I actually talked to one of the casting producers. She called me and she basically said, tomorrow someone's gonna pick you up, be ready by 9:30. It's gonna be a long day, but you'll probably end really early and you'll probably have the night to yourself. So in the morning I woke up, I got ready. I was like so jet lagged because I live in Florida and California is 3 hours off difference. Someone picked me up and walked me to a room, and that's where you take all your pictures for if you do get casted. And everyone was so nice and made me feel comfortable. He handed me a mimosa, loosen up a bit. After pictures, I went into a room where it's set up like the interviews for The Bachelor. and a producer's there and she's asking you questions. There's a cameraman, they put a mic on you, you tell them where you're from. She was just throwing out random questions to me. It's more specifically on my lifestyle and love life, and I felt comfortable just like I did before. I mean, I answered them all honest, and I just felt comfortable. Now this is where it got a little bit more intense for me. So she goes, oh, I'm just gonna introduce you to some of my friends. Walks me to the next room, and then I see this chair, and she's like, you have to sit in that chair, and it didn't even like click to me. But as I started walking to that chair, like I looked to the left of me, and I saw like 40 producers with notepads and a pen, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be really intense. I'm really, really nervous right now. So I sit in the chair, and I was like, I need to drink this mimosa a little bit more. And then I introduced myself, and then like everyone starts shooting fire. Questions, questions, questions. And I answered them as honest as I could, and it was really, really nerve-wracking. But everyone was super nice and super young, actually, and they made me feel super comfortable. I'm sorry, this video is gonna suck right now with my voice. But everyone made me feel super comfortable and answer them. And after that was done, I was like, I need another sip of my mimosa. And I could breathe now. So I walked out. From there, you like meet it with a psychologist. You meet with people that take your fingerprints. You meet with a nurse and a doctor, who I might add were the nicest people I've ever met. The nurse literally laid in the bed with me and held my hand while the doctor took my blood. And then you meet with a private investigator, and then your day is done and you can just relax, chill for the rest of the day. They do like give you an option to go out, but you do have a curfew. And you do not meet any of the girls they don't want you to meet until the night in the limo. A lot of the questions they asked like were obviously about my love life, but they did ask like who I wanted to be the Bachelor. And this was for Peter's season. And at the moment, I think it was in between Tyler Cameron, Mike, and Peter. I think it was supposed to be Tyler Cameron. I don't know, they didn't tell us, but they wanted to get a feel of who we wanted it to be. I obviously wanted it to be Tyler Cameron, but I really liked Peter as well, and I really liked Mike throughout the season too, so I didn't really discriminate. I would have done it either way. But yeah, after that I just chilled in bed. I finished up my fun quiz, and the fun quiz is basically like questions like for if you get casted to plan your dates. So after that, ordered room service, I ordered coffee and just relaxed, and then headed home. Eventually, like this was the beginning of August, eventually I did get a call towards the, I think the beginning of September, from the casting producer, and she basically just said like, thank you for coming out, always in good spirits, yada yada yada. But unfortunately, like the person we thought you may be good for wasn't the person that we ended up casting. So the producers really try to be like matchy. They try to grab the girls that they feel like are best for that particular Bachelor, which makes sense. And they just felt like I wasn't the best match for this particular Bachelor, which is fine. Obviously, I was a little bummed. I was actually kind of bummed for like a week, because I'm like, wow, I got so close. Like, one of the producers told me that I was one out of like 60 girls, and they have like 20,000 applicants a month. So even getting that far was huge for me. But she was always like, you know, keep my information. If you're not married or engaged by next year, please, we would love to have you come out to another casting. Initially, I was like, like, I don't know, because it was a lot of work. It really was, but like, also it's an amazing opportunity. So if I just feel in the mood to do it next year and contact that producer, I will go out to another casting. I'm not opposed at all. I mean, overall the experience was really good. Everyone was so nice, so cool. Everyone made me feel so comfortable, and everyone was so nice to me, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. So yeah, I hope this gave you like a little bit of a idea of what goes on during finalist week and all the details that are entailed in finalist week. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't say anything. And please subscribe. Thanks, guys.